Everyone. Space Cave Adams here, reporting Israel Fab experiences from Station Earth. Also, yes, I do have an experience I'd like to share that I thought everyone might find interesting. I'll just go ahead and explain what happened here. This experience started, and at first I was in a convenience store, like a 7-Eleven or something, and there was an Indian man in there I was speaking to, and something happened, but I left the store, and I went to this park, and in this park there was a bench with a woman sitting on it, and I walked up and I sat down beside this woman, and I started speaking to her. And I started speaking to her, telling her about the new presentation. And it felt, natural. It's something I do on a physical, on a daily basis, to speak to people, tell them about the presentation, all the stuff going on. I was speaking to her about the presentation. And, we were having this conversation. She was asking questions, but then I remember something. She said something. She said something to me that really it struck a chord, because she said something about the presentation that it didn't seem right, because it was something that someone that wasn't in the presentation wouldn't know. It was like she had this information already, and it was just something that it just seemed unnatural for her to know. And when she said this, I asked her, I said, "Are you a reptilian?" And when I asked her this, she denied it. She started shaking her head, and she would say, no, of course not. But when she did this, I noticed a change in her appearance. Like underneath of her eyes got a little darker, and underneath of her lip or her teeth changed. Something happened, and she changed. And I realized what was happening. And then I told her, I didn't ask, I recognized what she was, and I stated, I said, you're a reptilian. And when I said this, her eyes got really wide, and she disappeared. And that was my experience.
You are a space case, aren't you, Caleb?
Yeah, you can say so.
It's a little hard to hear you, but I get it. I'm going to repeat a little this to everybody, but good for you. You're a tough guy, but yes, you are a space case. Good for you. Yes, Caleb.
Dwayne?
Am I here?
No, now we hear you. You was
Oh,
not
okay.
here.
Go ahead. Was there something else?
Was my Skype breaking up? Did you hear me?
Yeah, we can. It's just breaking up. It's very scratchy. You'll hear it in the recording. It's just very scratchy, but I could make it out. So I was just going to kind of go over it real fast here. That you were sitting on a bench talking to somebody, talking to a lady, and she was, you were talking about the new presentation, and she seemed to know certain things, and then you asked her if she was reptilian, and she denied it, of course. But then she started to shift. They can only hold their appearance so long. And you're very good. You're very aware, Caleb. That experience shows that. You're very, very aware in the experience. And you're recognizing that with her. Yes, how she's shape-shifting. And so good for you. Yes, you're very, very aware. That's cool. That's very, very cool. Yeah, that's a verification of what's going on here. It's all over the place. It sounds like science fiction, But when it happens to you, you start to see it because you're seeing the real side of things. So yeah, they're watching us too. Or they're watching what we're doing. But keep in mind, we have the awareness. They can't touch. You know what's so cool? This was the whole idea of Joni's takeover with Harry, because she is seeing the power aspect. But the reality of life is, it's not that. It's like the wind. You cannot catch it. You cannot touch it. That's your awareness. Cannot cannot hurt you. These people cannot touch you realistically in your real awareness because you're just simply aware. It's so cool how it works. But when we react through the various bodies, of course the body can be hurt, etc. But it's amazing how life steps up. So this is where we get the protection through all the vehicles in our own particular way, unless we need the experience. So that becomes it too. So in other words, if we need the experience to be injured or hurt, and we need to, from there, focus better, that takes place also. So I've been there many times myself. But in this experience, Caleb is confronting one of the reptilians. And again, they're going to try and be tricky to maybe say what they know, but it doesn't matter what they know. We have the awareness. We know what is real. Our hearts are in the right place. Their heart is about deception. That's all, trying to fool people. So thank you so much, Caleb. That was cool.